What's up? What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys doing fantastic. I know it's been a while. I haven't joined live, so if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you've been here, if you've been following me, thank you. So, like I said, today I want to talk about Windsor real estate market update. So, bear with me here. I'm gonna also join live on my Instagram too. So this time I'm trying to join live on both. Hey, hello. How are you guys? So just bear with me here. I'm also trying to join live on Instagram as well. So here, checking the connection. Awesome. What's up? What's up, Instagram? What's up, YouTube? Uh, guys, we're glad to see you guys. It's been a while. So let me know where are you joining the live from in the comments. Love to hear, to see, where all the real estate people are. And let me know if you guys can hear my audio properly, because I'm trying on two different platforms, so just not sure. Awesome, from Toronto. Hey brother, how are you? What's up, everyone? So like I mentioned, a lot of things going on in Windsor, so I thought I'll hop on live and just talk about Windsor real estate market. Hey Nilima, hi. Now from Vishakhapatnam. Oh wow, from India. Love from Canada to India. Thank you for joining live. So I really want to share what's the numbers look like currently. If you're on Instagram, unfortunately, I cannot share the screen. But if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, maybe jump onto my YouTube, Aditya Kumar Soma. There I can share my screen, but here I can share the numbers. You can hear the numbers. Hello. Hey, Mamta, can you hear my voice clearly? Guys, can you guys hear me properly? Just want to make sure. Shiny teeth, bro. Thank you, Paul. Probably it's because of the lighting. The teeth are shining. Hamilton, Kasad, hey buddy. Audio is great, fantastic. Glad to hear. Love from Karimnagar. Thank you, brother. From Brampton, awesome. Yes, I can hear. Fantastic. So here, quickly, I want to share some numbers, what's going on in Windsor, because we see after a long time there is a kind of a market shift happening, I feel. So if let me know if you guys are curious about Windsor market, and also feel free to throw your questions, anything to related to real estate investing or sales or anything in the meanwhile. But first I would like to share this data because I know a lot of people are waiting for the data to see what's happening in Windsor. So first of all, the number of new listings in Windsor market has increased by 14% comparative to last year, which is like a huge increase, because all this time before July, always the inventory was low, and all of a sudden the inventory has increased. And surprisingly, look at these numbers. If you're on Instagram, go on to YouTube, you will be able to see the screen. So if you look at here, number of properties sold in July month has decreased. So decreased by 13%, which is a good size number, where last year in this month there were 100 plus properties sold more in this month, and the number of new listings were less. So now the inventory has increased and the sales has went down, which means kind of a shift in the power. So before, the sellers were like super high demanding, where they got like ton of offers. But now, just this numbers tells me like there is less demand. Yes, there is still demand, but compared to before, in April or March, if you bought a property or sold a property, you would know it's crazy. Every property used to get like 5, 10, 12, 13 offers, and now there's a decrease in the amount of, and again, some properties are still getting that crazy amount of bidding, but normally for a regular property, it's not as crazy as before. So which means it's a good thing, especially if you're an investor. I know most of my followers are investors, so this is the time where probably you can pick up some properties where, if you find a motivated seller, you will be able to get some discounts. And look at this average price. This is another interesting one. So average price has increased by 27% compared to last year. So compared to last year, it's increased by 27%. But actually, look here, compared to April, this number actually reduced. If you look at the data if you're wondering, you want to research all this data by yourself, always, check out this website. If you just Google Windsor Real Estate Board, you will be able to see the stats on Windsor Real Estate website. So here, if you see the average sale price in April, it was 571,000. Now it's 542,000. So which means the average home price came down compared to April, approximately 5%. Whereas comparative to last year, we are still 27% more. So which means, like, that crazy hype happened in January, February, March, kind of stabilizing. So I feel this is the time period where it's more like a stabilization period, where just how the stock market, whenever there is like a super high growth, and they come back and stabilize. I feel, again, this is my opinion, and I love to hear your guys' thoughts. Like, let me know what you guys think was happening. But it's interesting to see those numbers. Love to throw your thoughts in the comments. I love to see if anyone else have a different thought process. And again, here are the few reasons why I saw we are seeing this not a regular data, which is like, opposite to what was happening 2 months, 3 months ago. For last 3-4 years, it was the opposite. And all of a sudden, this month, the July month, is kind of the coin flip. So there are few reasons I believe in, and also love to hear from you guys. One of the reason I feel is, first of all, it's summertime, where a lot of people got their COVID second shot. That means, and also like the government has opened the third phase, which means now you can go out, now you can go party and all those things. So a lot of people have been waiting for this for last 1.5 years. So all of a sudden, it's a freedom. So I feel like, some of our buyers, like, we are calling, they're like, hey, I'm not available for next month. I'm pausing my searching process. So that's one of the reason I feel. And the second reason is because in January, February, March, the sellers have seen a huge appreciation. And at that time, the COVID cases were pretty strong, and people were not confident to put their property for sale. And all of a sudden, after, since the summer started, now it's just, they got confidence, and they saw the bigger numbers on the market. So all of a sudden, they jumped in and listed their properties. So the inventory went up. Because of that higher inventory, now buyers got some options. And still, a lot of sellers are not selling the properties. That's another reason why we see that the number of sales has went down, because out of 10 properties, 3 or 4 properties, even though they're getting like close to solid offer, but they're still rejecting because they have that April, March month expectations, because at that time the prices were super high. So that's my opinion. Again, love to hear your guys' thoughts. So throw your comments in there. Love to see what you guys think. It's just interesting to see all this data, because especially if you're an investor, always know what's happening in the market so you can play accordingly. So let me stop this screen sharing here. That's a quick update about the market I have. And let me check. Lots of comments I missed here. So lots of love from Godar Kani. Hey, buddy. Can we invest from India? That's an interesting question. I've been getting a lot of DMs about that. Can we invest from India? Yes, you can invest, but multiple things. One, you need to have 35% down, which means if you're buying a 500,000 Canadian dollars property, you need 35% down payment, which means what's the calculations here? Help me out here. 175,000 down payment in Canadian dollars you needed to buy, number one. Number two, the banks here has to qualify your foreign income. So that's another thing. So those are the two important elements. And also, like, depends on which city you're buying, there are foreign buyer taxes on top of the purchase price. So you got to look at all those things to see if it still makes sense for you to invest out of town, out of country. If the rent by tenants cover the mortgage cost. I am coming next year in fall. We have a property in India about 100K CAD. Would you recommend selling it and buying a house in Canada, putting it on rent so that I can save my rent? Sarthak, that's an interesting question. It really depends on, what's your goal, because, that's something hard to say, right? Like, both Indian market and Canada market is totally different. So, and also, like, what's your future goals? You got to consider that into consideration as well. In terms of returns, so if you're bringing your 100,000 here, you can buy up to a 350,000 property here, which can produce probably $1,800 to $2,000. Yeah, definitely. Your at least your mortgage will be paid down by your tenants, your expenses will be paid down by your tenants, and you will be making positive cash flow. At least in Windsor, you'll be making like $200-300 at least a cash flow. So that's the returns in Canada, and you got to look at your returns in India. So that's, again, I don't want to give a one straight answer. You do your pros and cons. Take a white paper, write down all your pros, write down all your cons. By doing that, see which one makes sense to you, then go accordingly. The man is back. Please help. I'm ready to invest. I can decide if I should invest in Windsor or London, like where more growth will take place, or newer homes, or for cheaper. I'm from Mississauga. Hey, buddy. That's a tough question to answer. I'm not really well aware of London because I still love Windsor, where I can find a lot of cash flowing properties, and especially now I can find really good properties that are making positive cash flow. So I personally still love Windsor. So about London, maybe do some more research and then come to a conclusion, see which city you want to buy and start working with. Of course, my team will be here to help anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest. So anything, we are here, definitely. So best upcoming cities in Ontario, like Windsor in 2019. I still haven't done research on that one. Probably that's another upcoming topic to talk about best cities. Let me see some questions on Instagram here. Do you mean right now is not an ideal time to refinance since comps might be low? Simon, actually, good question. Do the refinance right now, because we don't know how the market gonna behave. Personally, I feel we will be in that stabilization period where correction, kind of smoothing, right? Like it's a hype from Jan to March and April that is kind of stabilizing. So right now, still the appraisal values are coming because they generally take 90 days, 90 to 100 days of comparables. It's not like just last 30 days. So better do ASAP, because if market continues to flow in the correction mode, if it's still smooth for next few months, then you won't be able to get the market value same as right now we are still getting. I just got one of my refinancing done. I'm working on my building refinancing, but definitely I would do sooner or later. Let me see any other. Param, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, learn so much. Awesome, man. Congratulations, Param. Welcome to Rich Dad Poor Dad family, where, the book. I love that. That's my favorite book. If you guys haven't read, please do. I have GMU, want to have a word with you. Jazz, hey, Jazz, feel free to throw your question here. Probably, nowadays it's just a pretty crazy time. I might be missing some DMs, but feel free to ask your question right now. Happy to answer. Real photography. Hey, buddy, how are you? Sorry, what's your name? I saw your DM regarding that free photo, so DM your name. Love to see. Steve, agree. At the moment, Windsor still has better returns than London. Yeah, I definitely strongly believe in that for now. How is the rental market in Windsor? Is it feasible to find tenants for an investment property? So I have 35 units, and none of my units are vacant. So that shows me still the rental market is stronger. But one thing I'll give a heads up is, like, before, property managers, when they are like just putting up an ad, they got the tenant. Now, because of the COVID, from last 1 year, the movement is not as fast as it used to be. So you gotta post your ads very constantly, timely manner. You gotta keep um, marketing your listing or your rental property as much as possible to get that tenant. So you got to be very proactive to get the tenants in. So if you just leave it for the property manager, probably it's going to take months. So that's one advice. You got to personally take that. Okay, let me check some questions here on YouTube. Looks like there are so many questions. Puneet, does 0% down works and the commercial property application in Windsor? I was told, actually, I was looking into a commercial property right now for my office purpose. If you guys know anything, please DM me. I'm looking for one commercial. So I spoke to a mortgage person about my personal office. So if it's for personal use, they are giving 100% loan, but you got to occupy 50%. But for other investment purpose, I'm not sure. Maybe if you can find a vendor take back where seller holding mortgage for you, maybe in that case you might get for 0% down. That's possible. You just need to knock a lot of doors. I have seen that there are still multiple offers on fixer upper. I have seen nicer renovated homes sitting on the market for a while. Everyone looking to do more. Arpon, very good point actually. So that's why I said, like, the demand still haven't gone. It's like, interesting to see what's happening right now in the market. Some properties weirdly sitting on the market, even though they're such a good properties, and some properties, even though they're not so good, but still flying like that. So we gotta. It's hard to come to a conclusion just by looking at 1 month data. We got to see how it's going to turn for next few months. But definitely, I feel also another reason I forgot to add on to those reasons why it's happening. And most of this low bidding war and all those things is generally under 600, and which is the area where got impacted since this stress test came into picture again for the 5% down, 10% down, the primary residents purchase homeowners. For them, like, now the stress test came into place, so that stress test will impact by 4 to 5%. So the price reduction that we have seen is up to 4 to 5%. So that could be another reason too. Canada, oops, I cannot read that name, but if I just have 5,000 CAD, can I can I be able to buy my first house? That's a very hard question to answer, because yes, you can. If you really want house for $5,000, go knock doors, find a vendor who can just sell you the property with 5,000 down, or find cashbacks, maybe, or get a private lender, or get a partner for the rest of the money. You can do different things. You got to be even more specific. Do you qualify for mortgage? What is your current situation? Where are you located? Answer those questions. Then I'll be able to give you some more clarity on that. MC Stan, when you will be back for holiday vacation to your hometown, Nizamabad, bro? Just want to meet you again, some knowledge. Thank you, brother. I'm waiting for this stupid lockdown. Canada have restrictions to come back. It's a hustle. So I'm actually waiting to go back probably in December. Tahir, what do you mean by correction? You mean price going down? Again, it doesn't mean just the price going down, right? Like, it's that January to March, April was almost 10 to 15% increase in the price. That is not usual. If you guys looked at the data that I just shared, so even though from April till now, August, the price came down approximately by 5%, but year to date, comparative to last year, it still increased by 27%. So still we are up by 27%. So that is unusual. We were getting like 15 to 20% every year, but all of a sudden this year, it's not even a full year. We got like that 32%. So which is kind of corrected. Probably I'm assuming it should go back to like the normal phase, which is 15-20%, which means it should go down another 5-6-7%. But again, that's just my thoughts. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? How is the student rental market now that campuses are reopening? Yeah, that's an interesting question. Definitely, again, overall Windsor market itself is performing very differently right now. It's hard to say what's happening. Even in student rental area, there are properties selling quickly, and there are still properties sitting on the market. But when it comes to the vacancy on the student side, definitely now the properties are moving a little bit quicker comparative to a few months ago, because a few months ago the vacancy rate was much higher in that area. Now definitely I see slowly some new students are coming in. So hoping probably, once everything is reopened, probably we'll see the student rental go back to the same demand that we used to have before. So we'll see how it performs in next probably 3 months. Maybe hoping for January intake, at least 60-70% of the students will go back to school. Pharmacist with no future. Wow, that's an interesting name. Namaskaram, Tamudu. Charlie, are some trends being seen in condo market? Same trends? Actually, I'm not too much into condo market in Windsor real estate, Windsor market, because Windsor kind of the overall market is performing in this manner. But in specific to condo, probably I got to dig more. But if you're referring to different cities, no idea. I'm specifically talking about Windsor city. So that's something also I'm not sure which city are you referring to. Can you be good realtor if you have nice selling skills? Of course, if you have selling skills, that means you're good with you can be a good realtor. But again, you can have selling skills if you have selling skills anywhere from any other sales career. Now you got to learn about real estate. Now you got to combine that sales skills. You got to learn about real estate skills. It's a combination, and you got to work hard. No one can tell you if you can be a good realtor just if you have good skills, sales skills, selling skills. No, you first of all, what kind of personality are you? What do you know about real estate? How good are you with selling? And then how good can you keep up with that the workload and different things? So many things, dependency on so many things. So you got to be more specific with your question. Charlie, yes, Condo, I mean, so real estate, a condo in Windsor market, the condos are not that significant. I'm assuming it's performing in the same way because I'm referring to the stats I just shared. It's the whole residential market. So condos are part of residential market. How to gain more knowledge about real estate? That's a great question. You have plenty of ways to gain more knowledge about real estate. Let's start with how I started. I started reading books. That's the first number one. And I'm a member of the Bigger Pockets. That's a big resource for real estate hungry people. Bigger Pockets, it's called. Like it's my favorite one. Just because of them, like I learned a lot. So that's a podcast. Nowadays, you got a lot of podcasts, and you got audio books. You got networks in the local. So here, my team is Wincity Real Estate Team, and also my good friend Savio, he runs Wincity Real Estate Club, where we always, right now we are going on Facebook Lives, but eventually, before we used to do a live every month in person. We used to have like 150 people. So go to those kind of events in the city that you're looking to learn, network with other people. If you want to really learn, do this 3-4 things. You will be able to learn a lot about real estate market, all those things in general. Great question, Param. Are student rentals going way over listing price in Windsor right now? Not really. Actually, student rentals are right now mostly, unless if they really drop the listing price way too low. I'm not seeing that high over asking. But again, it depends on how the property is listed. Sometimes people wanted to list the property price by 200,000 lower than the market value. Then obviously they will get bidding wars, and the property will sell over asking. But in general, in that area, not that many over askings. Tekemshe or Rashal, which one would you prefer for living? It really depends on your personal needs. Or if you have kids, what school you want your kids to go, and also depends on what price rent you want to pay, because compared to Tekemshe, LaSalle is a little bit more premium, and LaSalle is considered as one of the safest neighborhood. Personally, maybe I might lean towards Tekemshe because it's a little bit economical compared to LaSalle, and still you can get the similar kind of property, and it's still nice location. Maybe only thing is LaSalle have a little bit nicer schools, some of them, but again, there are different type of schools. So as of now, I don't have kids, so I don't really look much into it. But if you have kids, maybe which schools does your kids want to have? But in general, both of them are good locations. But if I have to rank, like really give ranking for both the neighborhoods, if I give LaSalle 9, probably I'll give 8 for Tekemshe. 200,000 an unrealistic price for student rental. This is my budget and I want to invest close to school. That's a tough question, man. Unfortunately, in the current Windsor market, there is not many properties under 200. And I looked at the data, recent sales, I think 3 weeks ago. Honestly, like 4 or 5 properties sold under 250. And you can imagine what condition they are in, because generally just the lot itself is selling around 150 to 100. So probably if you want to fix it up, even the fixer ups are getting bidding wars. The under 200 is a little bit tight budget. Unless maybe, go knock the doors, go find some off market deals. Maybe if you can, convince any seller, if the property is in a rough shape, or maybe a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom house, maybe a smaller house, maybe, but you got to work hard. Let me get some questions here in YouTube. Work in commercial real estate at all, Aditya? Hey, Ryan. I do here and there commercial real estate sales because, I'm an investor focused one. My team and I are investor focused realtors. So which means some of them are, oops, looks like my, oops. I got my Perrier got dropped. So my camera kind of restarted. So on YouTube, bear with me, guys. I'm still live. So here, let me take some questions on. So yeah, we do some commercial real estate. In specific, what are you looking in specific about commercial? The prices have gone high so much last year. What kind of properties in Windsor is good to buy to hedge against this risk or bubble, if I may have? Arpan, that's a great question. That's the question I always ask myself. I love that question. Here's what I would do. Here is what I'm doing. Always don't buy considering that property prices will go up. That's a gambling, in my opinion. I would buy what is the rent, how much rent can I get, conservative rent. Maybe even don't consider the high market rent, consider the conservative rent. With the conservative rent, can I make positive cash flow? If you can make positive cash flow and the property, the bones are solid, then and if you can add some force appreciation, fantastic. Now with all this combination, the property, doesn't matter what happens to the market. If the market goes down, just hold the property long enough, and over the 10, 15, 20 years period, if you haven't checked my, is the market going to be bursting or all those things, I made a video actually just a few weeks ago. It should be on my channel. Check out that video where I talked to in detail over the period of 10, 15, 20 years. Generally the real estate market will continue to raise because of the inflation, because of so many things. The land value will go up, and the dollar value, different things. So over the period, it's going to be performing very well. Even if the price doesn't go up, at least your mortgage pay down over the period of 15, 20, 30 years, you still made a good amount of returns. Like the other day, I made calculations, like even just you bought the property, after 30 years, you sold it for the same price you bought it for, but your tenants paid your mortgage, you had some positive cash flow. So if you just calculate those mortgage pay down and the positive cash flow, you're making close to 15% return on your money every year. That's insane. Better than many index funds, better than many index, those mutual funds or whatever the stock returns. And if the market increases a little bit, 3% a year, now do your math. So that's what I would suggest. Always base your return, your investment based on the cash flow. I live in Halifax, planning to do some real estate investment in Canada. How can I start my investment? And is Toronto region better than Halifax? Chaitanya, great question. But honestly, every market has its own upsides. And it really, if I were you, I would start with the city where you are in. See how is your city, and especially what's the affordability rate. If you can buy, I would always start with the first property, especially you haven't bought anything. Buy a primary home, go live in it, maybe buy a duplex, not a single family. Live in one unit, rent out the other unit. See how do you feel about the investments, and now if you like it, go buy another one. So that way you have you have understood the game with very less of your money. Because when you put 5% down, it's probably like if you're buying a 500,000 property, it's only how much? Do your math, like 25,000 instead of 100,000, instead of paying 20% down. Because for a normal investment property, you gotta pay 20% down, which is a lot of money. So that's my advice. Are single family home less competitive than student rental? Homes less competitive than student rental? It depends on which market you're in. Single family homes have their own demand, student rental have their own demand. It really depends on which city you're in. If you're talking about Windsor student rental right now is definitely less demand comparative to residential. Awesome. Is lot investment a better option if I want to do business with it in long run? Oh man, that's a really personalized question. If you really want to do business in a long run, then you're just buying a lot, and now you got to build it. So hard to say. I haven't invested in land because multiple reasons. One, I need higher down payment, 50% down payment for a land. I don't have that much down payment. Number two, it's not going to produce any returns. Just like I talked about the investment before, I love that cash flow. I want someone paying my mortgage down, because if you're buying just a lot and assuming that the value of the lot will go up, that's the only return you're making. Because other than that, you're paying your own mortgage, unless if you're creative to find renters for the land. That's a different story. I'm not savvy about land. I feel like land investment is great for someone, to diversify their portfolio, where you have a lot of cash, the active cash, and you want to have some, cash sitting on land, someone, active rental income. Maybe in that case, it's a great one. But if you have only some money and you just want to go buy it, then you got to pay more cash down and no, monthly returns. So you got to look into all those details. Best two books you would suggest for real estate? Abir, what real estate are you referring to? Investing or sales? If you're referring to both, for sales, for investing, of course, my best all-time favorite book is, Rich Dad Poor Dad, because that opens up your mind. You need to know why you're investing. So that book really helps you to understand those concepts. And the second book that really helped me to get into real estate rental properties, understand more about rental properties, is Investing in Rental Properties by Brandon Turner, the bigger pockets guy, the beard guy, my favorite guy. So go read that book. If you're referring to sales, then probably multiple, again, the modern sales guy, Sell It Like Ryan Sherhunt. Actually, I have a video on my channel. Go check out those. Like, I have 6 books list. Oh, let me see. Here, I have this. Here, my books list. So this is a cute one for sales. The Billionaire book. Literally, you can read it in like few minutes. And this is another one if for sales and investing, both works. Think and Grow Rich. Really, you gotta fix your mindset. And of course, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Sell It Like Ryan Sherhunt for sales. Yeah, so those are like favorite one. Here is the book I was telling, Rental Property Investing by Brandon Turner. How do you finance your deals? The bank does not give you mortgage anymore, right? I didn't say bank does not give me mortgages. Banks are still giving me mortgages. I have no problem at least at the moment. So if I do get any problems, I'll let you know. There are a lot of lenders are still looking to lend me at least. And guys, if you've been watching, if it's valuable, make sure hit that thumbs up button. Do me a favor, give back, because the more you give, the more you get. So the more you hit the thumbs up buttons, the more you get the information from me. I'm just kidding. Is Toronto a good place for international students to do wholesaling? Buddy, the wholesaling you can do anywhere. Does not matter in Toronto. You can do anywhere. Chaitanya, great explanation. Thanks for the advice. And me Telugu vlogs kuda super. Loved your home tour. Thank you, buddy. Loki, even after 8 properties, yes, you got to find those lenders who are willing to lend you even if you have more than that. And also you got to be creative. So if you have cash flowing properties, generally there are lenders that can even lend up to 10, 15, 20 properties. Vinod, can I work in real estate business in Canada from India? It depends on what are you looking to do. Are you looking to do sales? No way. The Canada will not allow you to do sales from different country, because there are so many rules, RICO rules. But investing, yeah, of course, you can invest from anywhere in the world. There are different ways. You can, of course, you need 35% down, like I mentioned earlier, and you need to qualify for the funds, for the remaining funds, and all those things. So look into those things. Let me quickly look at some Instagram questions. How can I do my home renovation through house renovation? What? How can I do my house renovation through house renovation? Sorry, brother. I'm so confused with your question. Do you mean by how can I do my house renovation through contractors, or I don't know? Please be a little bit specific. All the love I'm getting looks like from my wife. Thank you, Mamta. It's really start in real estate to get my first business. It is really start in real estate to get my first business. Sorry, brother, I'm kind of confused with your question. It's really start in real estate to get my first business. Please be a little bit more specific with your question. I want to join EXP. I'm in Cambridge. Do you have any suggestions? Of course, man. I'm an agent with EXP Reality, and of course, you can use me as a sponsor, and I can help you jump on, be your mentor. So for that, DM me. Let me know where you are with your exams. How is the Windsor market right now for student housing? Passionate plain. I was just talking actually for a student. Probably it's a good time for student rentals to still, you can buy a good deal. If the students are back now, once the rental demand goes up for students, maybe you might not be able to find the same good deals. Right now, it's a good time to buy. You have good energy. Keep following your passion and inspiring. Thank you, brother. I will do for sure. Is house hacking still a good technique? It's always a good technique. Always, if you really want to live your life with freedom. Because you can save mortgage, especially if you're starting your career now, you're struggling with finances. Why the heck we need to buy 500, 600,000 house and go pay your mortgage by yourself? Why don't let someone else pay your mortgage so you can have that extra cash, do something else that you love, enjoy, that you feel good about yourself, or spend time with your family, whatever you love to do. So that's, of course, it's a great one. It's been a great technique forever, and that technique, I believe personally, will stay great forever. Vinod, can I join real EXP Reality with you from India? I think you can, for sure. I never really looked into that, but I believe you can if you're a realtor in Canada, in India. Puneet, hey, back started last month with my first investment property. Congratulations, Puneet. Have you ever looked into demolishing older house and building a new one for profit? Uh, Maneka. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy or girl. Sorry, the name is confusing. Yeah, I'm actually considering that. I'm looking to do one of my duplex, but not now because my duplex is currently still in a good condition. Probably in 2 3 years down the road, it will be at a point where I'll be paying down the mortgage. By that time, it will be free and clear. At that time, I was thinking to do the new construction, especially because now they already gave me line of credit. I have a good chunk of line of credit. So once that line of credit increases, then I want to go rebuild it with that money that I got from the same property. So that way I have a brand new property. But maybe again, those are ideas, right? You can always have a lot of ideas. For now, not concrete. Do you have a real estate license? Because I see people online every day saying you don't need a license. If you want to be a salesperson, real estate licensed salesperson, you need to have license in Ontario. And yes, I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Windsor, Ontario. And I do have a team who are group of professional real estate agents where, my partners, where we help investors together. So yes, you can do sales through other ways like wholesaling. That's a different story. For that, you don't need a license. That's totally off the market, off the table. You're dealing off the table. Fourplex or above are hard to find around university. And can you get one for under four? Oh, fourplexes under 400. At least the nice fourplexes are impossible because they are selling around 800, at least right now, unless if something changes with the market. By the way, this is just a water, carbonated water. I'm not drinking beer. So please don't judge. Probably I would after the video. How much cash do you recommend someone have if they want to flip a house? It really depends you can flip a house literally even with a 5% down. If you just tell the bank that you're going to buy and move into the house and do some improvements. That's exactly what I did for my house. I bought a house for like less than 200,000. So 5% down, 10,000. And if you're buying a 300,000 down, 300,000 house and ask the bank for another 50,000, yeah. So that's another one way. Another way I'm doing now flipping. I just started with my partner Savio. We are literally taking private money from private investors. We are paying them 12%, 100% financing. So it really depends on where you are standing. You can do flipping in different ways. How can I contact you? WhatsApp number. Please DM me. I cannot share contact number online. So I bought a house in Windsor in December and I want to refinance, do my house renovations. Can I do this through refinance? It depends on what's your house value right now. It really depends on what's your house value right now. So see if they can appraise your property value more than what you bought it for. Of course you can do. Check with your bank, see what they appraise your value at. How much down do you need for first time buyer? Like I just mentioned, in Ontario, if you qualify for mortgage, you need minimum under 500,000 house. You just need 5% down, which is, if it's a 500,000 house, 25,000. How can I do my house renovations? Oh, sorry. Let me look at more questions on Instagram here. I'm doing my SEM 2 this Monday and then I'm done. Fantastic, Nick. Yeah, DM me. We can talk. Hey, Sasena, sorry. The names are always confusing. So good to see you. Thanks for joining. If I was to work with your team, do you work with property manager or contractors? Of course, we share our contacts with our clients for sure. Can you please give me my answer? Life in North America. What was the question you asked? Maybe I missed your question. Sorry. Life in North America. Mm, your question is confusing. How can I do my house renovation through house renovation? What does it mean? Please elaborate your question. Please clarify me your question. I didn't understand. I'm sorry. Need some of your input about flipping in Windsor, please. Sure, happy to. What do you need? How are the rules of the city? Are they straightened or kind of liberal? Looking to buy a single family, turn into multifamily? Yeah, actually, they are flexible. There is right now. I'm doing the same thing. I bought a single family, adding a unit in the basement, adding another unit in the garage, because technically right now city allowing you to do two ADUs in one property if the property has if it has enough lot size and all those things. So yes, you can. Got 45K in bank, qualified for around 400K. What would you recommend? I live in KW, got 40K in bank, approved for 400K. What would you recommend? What can you buy in KW? I don't know how is the KW market, but mm, at least in Windsor, you can buy a detached home. You can buy a duplex yeah, especially if it's your primary home, you're looking to buy for yourself to move in. Yeah, definitely. That's possible. We're going to talk soon. Sure. Yeah, definitely. We'll be waiting for your call. What is the important to you when you talk with a mortgage agent? What is important to you when you talk with a mortgage agent? What is good or bad experience in your eyes? Mortgage agent. It depends on so many things. First thing is from mortgage agents, I expect they get things done, not like give me BS reasons for not getting it done, because there are a lot of, in any industry, right? Like not only mortgage industry, in any industry, out of 100 people, 80% people, they're like, just I want to do it. 20% of the people are the one who is like, literally, I will make it happen. And they'll try their best until the last minute to find the solution for your problem. So those are the type of people I love. Like, right now I work with a couple of people, which I'm super happy with. I fired a couple of people where I mean, I didn't tell them I fired them, but I don't work with them because, I don't get response. I don't, they don't, take care of my clients at their clients' best interest. They just give the product, whatever the product, and they just say based on, not their words are does not represent always in actions. I want to see the work in actions, not just in the word. I gave chance for a lot of mortgage people, and few people, kept their promise. I worked with them again and again. That's what I expect from mortgage person. How do you manage your clients? The clients which you're dealing with directly visit the home of your property and purchase the property. How to overcome this kind of situation? What? How do you manage your clients? The clients which you're dealing directly visit the owner of the property and purchase the property. First of all, that's so unfair that your buyer go buy the property directly that you showed. So for that same reason, if first of all your client does not believe in your value, we should tell the client, because if you're a buyer, for you buying a house, you can buy from anywhere. But if you genuinely need the contacts and help, and over the period all those brainstorming ideas, and that's where he need your help. So always the best thing is, if you feel like your clients are doing that, and it happened to me once in a while. Probably in my last 2.5 years, probably 2 or 3 clients, they did that. Again, what can I do? The best thing is maybe have a buyer representation before you start working with them. With the real estate agency provide renovation service as well, or will it separate service? Yes, of course it's a separate service, because renovations is a different job. Someone has to do that job. So yes, it's a different, in a normal scenario. Yes, in any scenario, that's different job. When flipping a house, making a profit, do you pay taxes on the profit? Of course you pay taxes on profit. In Canada, it's on North America, you pay taxes on everything. How much time did it took you to get your real estate license, and from which institute did you get it? So in Ontario, only way you can get your real estate license is through Humber College. Before, it took me 6 months because I was working part-time. I was taking one course and took a 1 month gap. It depends on you, how much time you want to take. If you take full-time, you don't have any other job, you want to do this full-time, you can finish it in 3 months. If you want to do part-time, probably it can take 6 months. And also finding that dates for your exams also sometimes takes time. So it really depends on. But it's not that hard. It's not a rocket science. You got to just work hard, because there's so many new terminologies. You just need to put your head down, find that focus time. And if you really can find focus time in 2 weeks, you can finish one exam. So that means you can finish all the exams in 3 months if you really focus. So let me take some questions here on YouTube. Hey buddy, we are seeing refinance happening very slowing with one of our property with RBC, common trend. Hey Vaibhav, man, I hate with this refinancings. It took me 2 months for a couple of properties just in last 2-3 months. I think they are getting too many applications, so they're very, very slow nowadays with the refinance. They are making the refinancing a second priority, especially with the big 5 banks. RBC, I felt the same. CABC, I felt the same. I was told for BMO the same thing. So they're like most of the big 5 banks are the same situation. How to find cash lenders? It really depends on build a network, go attend the network events, or go find a good mortgage agent. Just like someone mentioned on IG, if you have a good mortgage agent, he will be able to find you private money. There are some good mortgage agents who can find you private money. And of course, they won't give you 100% on your first deal, because they want to see your success. Then only they'll be able to give you higher down payment, higher loan to value. But if you prove your success, they'll give you. There is a lot of private money out there. Mohammed, sir, I'm in your first course of Humber College. Can you please suggest some tips on the exams? Uh, sure, definitely. One, every day, find 1 or 2 hours focus time. Go, turn off your phone, just spend your time reading. Two, once you're done with reading your course, I don't know if Passage still works. The exams where you take your, exams before, not actual exam. It's like a mock test. That's called the website Pass It. I don't know if they still have it, but check on the website. So if they have it, that's a great website where you read the course and then go do the Pass It once or twice. You will be able to pass the exams. Watch YouTube and do time pass. This is the best tip. That's, yep. Moreover, once licensed, which brokerage do you recommend joining? Of course, I'm with EXP, and of course, I love EXP because, literally, no brokerage I heard in the world right now will give you free money if you make a lot of sales. So if you sell good enough amount of volume, you will get a lot of stocks, and the stock value is going every day up. Again, no one can guarantee that, but again, I love it because I got like just the free stocks, 200 plus thousand free money. Yep. So I love EXP. Do you think GTA is in a bubble and prices are likely to fall anytime soon? Oh man, I've been hearing about GTA market is in a bubble for years. I don't know. It's a big city where 1/3 of the population is right there. I don't know if it's going to go down. All the major industries are there. All the major growth is happening there. It's just a demand and supply. I don't know. Instagram ID, please. Aditya Kumar Soma Vinod. It's exact same name like I have my on my YouTube. How much does a 3-bedroom house rent approximately in Windsor? Just curious. Hey, Hira, probably 3-bedroom in an apartment, 1,500 conservatively, a detached home, 1,800. And again, I'm giving a conservative number. It can go up depending on the condition. What is the process for refinancing a house? Do I have to pay some money for refinance? No. SJ, just talk to your bank, whoever the bank you have your lender, your current mortgage with, tell them that my property increased in value. They'll do refinance. That means it's just the same process what they did for buying. Only difference is this time you already purchased the home. So they're appraising your house based on the new value. They'll give you, if there is extra equity in your property, they'll give you money. Anna, at least please answer. Is there any way to chance to meet you in India? I don't know when I'm coming to India. If I come, when I'm there, please DM me on Instagram. Definitely. Love how you help South Indian community. Thank you, Ali. Happy to hear. So I'm going to stay live for another 3 minutes. If you have more questions, please hop because it's already 2 minutes. Just last 2 more minutes. It will be 1 hour. So that's good enough for today. What are your thoughts on buying a house property with a video tour when you're an investor from out of town? Charlie, great question. Half of my clients bought that way. So it really depends on how you're doing your due diligence. So it doesn't matter video tour or virtual tour or whatever. If you're doing the due diligence right, if you know exactly what you're buying, doesn't matter. It's okay to buy. I have a lot of clients. I think Steve is here. He bought the property same way. He didn't look at the property. Look the love that's from him. He's my client. He bought a property without looking at it. And I have like more than half my clients are like that. Because one, with me and my team, what we do is like we go do a tour by ourselves, like me or my agent will go see the property, and we are very, very, very transparent because for us it's not about the transaction. So if you're working with someone like that who is like first, that's the first step. Again, trust, but do your due diligence. So first, check the video tour, see what you think. Second, if you're making an offer before offer presentation or whatever, if do a pre-inspection or put a conditional offer, go do the inspection, because now as a realtors we know only certain things. Some things are hidden, we cannot see certain things. So you got to do inspection. Once you do inspection, now you got a very good idea The realtor saw from his eyes, and you got the video. You can show your video with your neighbors or friends, whoever expert in that area. Now they can see it, and your inspector will give you the inspection report, and now you have a better idea. Now make a decision based on that. So especially if you're a newbie, come on, you got expert advice. Is that can be better than you viewing the house? I bought my first house, you won't believe, without looking at it. I made a conditional offer, and then after it was accepted. Even though I live in Windsor at that time, my realtor, my partner, friend, and everything, she became after that. Like my realtor became my friend, became my partner. She said like, oh, you don't want to see? Yeah, I don't want to see. I want to go get the inspection. Even I don't know anything. If the numbers make sense, I made an offer, it got accepted and done. So yeah, but again, do your due diligence. I won't say just buy blindly. I would say buy by doing the due diligence. So one last question. I think it's time to wrap up for today. Let me see which is. I'm watching this. My car I pulled over for that is Lolo. Thank you for. Hope you didn't get a ticket. Is Airbnb cash flow a good way to collect and save for the down payment FHA loan, which requires 5.6% down? Please guide me. Airbnb cash flow a good way to collect and save for down payment? I mean, if you're doing Airbnb on someone else's property and you can make money and save, sure, definitely, why not, right? So you find ways to make legal way money and um, spend it on your, buy your first investment property. Man, for the first time in a career, someone such a stupid comment. Ali Alvi, these guys are crooks. He's scamming his own South Indian friends. Wow, so you're helping the community? Fantastic, man, great. What's wrong with you? If you can spread some positivity, don't spread unnecessary things. Someone really spending time to educate is not a scam. If there is something that you, oh man, don't rub your problems on someone else. Guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Hope this is helpful. If you did, make sure hit that thumbs up button. See you guys on the next live and the next video. Have a wonderful day, guys.